more. Whether you're dreaming of brand new cabinets and countertops, stylish new flooring, or a luxurious shower or tub, Professional Floor Covering has everything you need to transform your space. When it comes to flooring, you know with floors in their names, they have got you covered with a great selection of flooring. Many different types, styles, and brands of flooring, including a great selection of carpet. They have got a ton of carpet for you to choose from. You are sure to find something that is going to work for your home. They've also got a great lineup of hardwood floors, laminate floors, that really popular LVP flooring, plus they do tile and stone, and they can help you out with a custom area rug. I love that service. You can choose from any of the different carpets they have to use for your area rug. You can use carpet remnants, and you can make it exactly to whatever size you need for your room. And of course, Randy and the team at Professional Floor Covering will come out, measure up everything in your home at no cost to you. They'll get you a free quote. They can provide suggestions on different types of flooring at different price points as well if you need that, and have your project done the right way. And Professional Floor Covering located at 713 Park Avenue in Beaver Dam, and you can also find them online at proflr.com. Coming up tonight here on 95.3 WBEV, we've got some Brewers baseball for you. The Brewers taking on the A's in another spring training matchup. We'll have coverage beginning at 7:05 here on 95.3 WBEV. And then coming up tomorrow, it is high school sports postseason for the winter sports. And the Beaver Dam boys basketball team have a regional semifinal at Sauk Prairie. We'll have the game for you tomorrow night on Daily Dodge TV, as well as our sister station, 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam. Coverage begins at 6:45 p.m. And if they win on Friday, let's say this, when they win on Friday, let's put it, that sounds a lot better, they will be looking at playing again on Saturday night. So keep for a lookout for that. You can stay up to date on the sports page at DailyDodge.com. And if we do have a game on Saturday, that will also be available on Daily Dodge TV. Thanks to everybody who came out to Mayville Golf Course yesterday for our poker run stop out there from 4 to 6. I know weather wasn't ideal, but a lot of you still showed up, and we appreciate seeing you. And I know we had a great time out there. Next stop, coming up next Wednesday, March 12th, will be at Johnny's Lounge on Madison Street here in Beaver Dam from 4 p.m. until 6 p.m. Looking to build your best 5-card hand. That best 5-card hand at our final stop on April 9th at Rock River Tap will win that trip for two to the Paris Las Vegas Resort. Must be 21 or older to enter. You can find complete rules as well as the complete poker run schedule on the contest page at dailydodge.com. When we come back, we're going to sit down and chat a little bit about the Beaver Dam Lake Improvement Association and take a look at a great event that they have got coming up. That's when we come back on Hometown Today from 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge.
WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge.
Welcome back to Hometown Today on 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge. Hometown Today is presented by Professional Floor Covering, your store for floors and so much more. Also brought to you by McKinstry's Home Furnishings in downtown Beaver Dam. Well, we are happy to welcome in our first guest of the day. We have with us Adam. Well, he's a familiar face here on the airwaves of 95.3 WBEV and Daily Dodge TV. We have Adam Klodowski with Klodowski Real Estate. But today, Adam, you are putting on your Beaver Dam Lake Improvement Association hat, and you are here to talk a little bit about that. So thanks for being here this morning.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having us on.
Yeah, so you are a part of the Beaver Dam Lake Improvement Association, and I know we had a chance to have Karen on a few weeks ago to talk about some things. But for those who may have missed that, talk a little bit about what the Beaver Dam Lake Improvement Association is and kind of what it's all about and its mission.
Our mission is really just to, engage with the community for, recreational activities. Obviously, the lake gets a lot of use, fishing, boating, all that good stuff. Try to create long-term, restoration projects and, make the lake a useful resource for generations to come and such.
Very good. And I know you guys just had a big event. I think it was this past weekend. Talk a little bit about that and how that went.
So we had a Healthy Lakes and Water seminar. We hosted it in Randolph at their community center. Good turnout. I would want to say we had approximately 30 people. And then we also had, the association was there, a good learning opportunity for everybody, including the people on the association and the board members. We also had some folks from the Healthy Lakes and Waters program coming in to, teach and acknowledge the watershed, how it operates, what we can do to, stop things like runoff and, stuff like that. Native planting and various things to, reduce erosion and all, stuff like that.
Yeah, it really, it's pretty amazing when you start diving into it, and finding out just how many factors and things go into being a lake community. And the Lake Improvement Association really, a really big part of that is its membership. Talk a little bit about membership with the Beaver Dam Lake Improvement Association. So
we have a very good group. A membership is pretty cheap right now. Even individual membership's $20. A family membership is $30. Corporate is $50, and that includes up to 2 members. And then, we're a nonprofit, so everything's all volunteer stuff. Membership goes towards things like buoy placement and retrieval, water sampling, equipment maintenance, all the launch sign upkeep and stuff. And then we do host various events throughout the year, like during Best Dam Fest, we do pontoon boat rides, cardboard boat regatta, fish and fun, which is a pretty awesome event that we do. Always a really good turnout. It gets kids out. They get a pole and they sign up, but they want to learn how to cast and all that good stuff. For kids to learn how to fish. Super cool event. We do various workshops and seminars like the Healthy Lakes and Waters project. Great Beaver Paddle Fest. That's an opportunity for people to learn and try out kayaking, canoeing, stuff like that. Just try to get folks to the lake and out to utilize it.
Sure.
That's where the pontoon boat rides. Not everybody's the opportunity, and I think it's cool that we can get people out there that maybe don't get that chance all the time to get out and enjoy the lake, as well as the cardboard boat regatta is always pretty entertaining. So.
that is definitely some good entertainment. And as far as who can be a member, talk about who can become a member. I mean, is it just do I have to live on the lake or be a skier? Who can be a member?
Absolutely anybody. You certainly don't have to live on the lake to be a member. Obviously, a lot of lakefront homeowners are members, but you certainly don't have to be. Anybody. And anybody in general, but a lot of people that utilize the lake and stuff like that
Sure.
are members. Like I said, there's no right or wrong. You don't have to be a lakefront homeowner or somebody that uses the lake. It can just be anybody that looking to support the association.
Yeah, and I mean, I think it's so it's it's easy to maybe think, well, I don't know, I'm not a water sport person, like I think people would be surprised the impact that the lake and everything the Lake and Improvement Association does kind of really has an impact on the whole community. So it's not just about people who are constantly using the lake or live on it, right?
Yeah, and there's a lot of things I mean, a good example, the muskies. They, somebody might never have any desire to go on or in the lake, but they enjoy watching the muskies.
Yeah,
They always
sure.
put on a good show, and it's super cool to go watch them on Sunday afternoons at Tahoe Park. So.
All right, we're chatting with Adam Klodowski with the Beaver Dam Lake Improvement Association, and they've got a fun event coming up just around the corner. When we come back, we will talk about that here on Hometown Today from 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge.
95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge.
And welcome back to Hometown Today on 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge. Hometown Today is presented by Professional Floor Covering, also brought to you by McKinstry's Home Furnishings in downtown Beaver Dam. We are joined by Adam Kladowski with the Beaver Dam Lake Improvement Association. And Adam, we talked about some of the stuff that the Lake Improvement Association is doing. And one of the ways that folks can support that is the big annual fundraiser that is coming up, the big banquet. Talk all about that.
So we have our 29th annual Lake Improvement Association fundraising banquet coming up Monday, April 14th. That is at Bayside Supper Club. Doors open at 5:15. Dinner is at 6:45. So fundraising funds go towards, as I said before, buoy stuff. A lot of projects and grants. We're doing some restoration on Puckagee Springs and Rakes Bay currently, and there's always more projects that we're planning out next summer, and shoreline restoration and just stuff like that. So banquets, lots of various games. Give away a very big spread of things. We do try to keep things local to Wisconsin, or local in general, but we try to get a lot of product in there from Wisconsin vendors. We get some awesome door prizes, lots of games. We do a cut a card thing, paddle wheel stuff. A lot of local awesome local vendors are donating stuff like this. Leroy's, we have every year we have a cooler full with a half hog in it.
Nice.
Stuff like that.
Some
very
great
desirable raffles. It's fun time. We get Bayside pretty full. Mike puts on some awesome food. Options for this year: seafood, prime rib or vegetarian.
Ooh, yum.
Always a super good meal. It's a good time, and we do some cash giveaways, stuff like that. And we don't, regarding, vendors or people that are donating stuff, we don't have any specific asks or requirements.
Sure.
It can be cash, raffle baskets, any kind of prizes. And we strategically incorporate prizes for this. We have general boards, that have 4 or 5 prizes, bigger prizes on them. And then as the numbers get drawn, you get to pick your prize.
Nice.
We also have some mystery stuff in there. But yeah, like I said, that's Monday, April 14th. It's at Bayside. Tickets are $55 a person, and that does include your dinner ticket. Prime rib, seafood, or vegetarian dishes. So, like I said, always a good meal over at Bayside.
Yeah, I was going to say, at Bayside, that's going to be a good meal. Mike and his staff do a great job, so that's going to be good. Talk about this card cutting thing, this cut a card. What's that all about?
So it's basically it depends how many we sell, but cut a card in half. You keep the other half, and that is basically your ticket.
Oh, okay.
And those are usually bigger prize things. Like
sure.
I'd have to double check last year, but I know they were pretty good, pretty big prizes. It usually, and it's more of a after dinner thing, but they're usually a lot of engagement. People seem to enjoy it, and we're always working on better games, better prizes on to get people engaged, and for people to have fun. They got to, of course, have fun while they're there as well. So.
Yep. I know some of our team members here at the radio station have been out to this event over the past few years, and I think like our own Ninja has helped MC here and there, and I know many of them have come back. Guys, you wouldn't that was crazy. Some of the raffle prizes and the door prizes they were giving out, they were I've heard some pretty amazing things. So definitely worthwhile checking out. Tickets are $55. Where can they get the tickets?
So they can go online, BDLIA.org. They can email info@BDLIA.org, or give us a call at 920-356-1200. You may have to leave a message there, but
sure.
Like I said, you can buy them. You can buy them direct. You can buy them online. We have options for people how to acquire tickets. So.
All right, very good. And again, the date and time for the big banquet coming up?
Monday, April 14th and that's at Bayside. Doors open at 5:15, and dinner is slated at 6:45.
All right, very good. And again, the big banquet, kind of the Beaver Dam Lake Improvement Association's big annual fundraiser, and we've just got a minute or two left with you, Adam. And we talked about some of the things that this helps, but one of the other things we want to touch on quick before we get you out of here. We talked about a Healthy Lakes seminar you guys held. There's a Healthy Lakes grant we want to talk about for just a minute.
Yeah, so Healthy Lakes and Rivers, they offer grants for people to do things like native plantings, and these are all, the homeowner pays up front, and then you get reimbursed. You get $1,000. You can get up to $1,000 per project. And basically, eligibility is any shoreline properties within 1,000 feet of a lake or 300 feet of a river. Various things like something, it's called fish sticks. Basically, you're taking large branches and tying them together, and then basically you're creating structure or habitat there. Native plantings are a big thing that, soak up nutrients and runoff. Obviously, plantings are going to soak up a lot more than, your normal just grass. Other things, the native plantings and shoreline stuff is going to create, wildlife habitat, lots of birds, butterflies, stuff like that. And there's a very big range of things that can be seen at healthylakeswisconsin.com, or you can also email healthylakeswisconsin@gmail for any more information. They have all their stuff online. It's pretty. You gotta turn in an application, but it's a pretty simple process, and they're, like I said, it's all reimbursement. So you're improving your property as well as creating some good stuff for the lake and the river. So.
All right, very good. Adam Kladowski with the Beaver Dam Lake Improvement Association. Again, Adam, if folks want to learn more about the association, learn about becoming a member, keep up with the events going on, where can they find you guys?
So we do have a Facebook page, Beaver Dam Lake Improvement Association. Our website is BDLIA.org. Our phone number is 920-356-1200, or you can also email info@bdlia.org. Like I said, membership, tickets, all the calendar, all the happenings, and all the newsletters and all that stuff. Any information regarding that you can find online. Like I said, you can call, whatever's easier.
All right, very good. That is Adam Kladowski with the Beaver Dam Lake Improvement Association. Adam, great to have you on, and we'll see you again in a couple of weeks when you come on for your Kladowski Real Estate Show.
Yeah, thanks for having us on today.
All right, when we come back, more Hometown Today here on 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge.
It's Randy from Professional Floor Covering. You're listening to Hometown Today on the 5,000 watt flamethrower on your hometown station, 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge.
And welcome back to Hometown Today on 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge. Hometown Today is presented by Professional Floor Covering, also brought to you by McKinstry's Home Furnishings in downtown Beaver Dam, celebrating 167 years in downtown Beaver Dam with their huge 167th anniversary sale. The entire store has been marked down for this event. Brand names like Lazy Boy, England, and Marshfield sofas and love seats, Simon and Symbol mattresses, Pride lift chairs, Howard Miller clocks, and so much more. Financing is available with no payments until September. Shop Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. till 5 p.m. The anniversary sale ends this coming Monday, March 10th. McKinstry's Home Furnishings 167th anniversary sale in downtown Beaver Dam, where customers matter and quality counts. Our thanks again to Adam Kladowski for joining us in the first segment to talk a little bit about the Beaver Dam Lake Improvement Association. And joining us now on the show, we have with us Bob Ream from Pizza Ranch. And Bob, it's great to have you on this morning.
Well, thanks, Gil. It's really great to be here. I appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. And you are here to talk a little bit about the Full Court Press Against Hunger event that's going to be coming up. So before we get into too many details of how it's going to work, tell us a little bit of the background of this and kind of how this all came to be.
A big part of Pizza Ranch is really finding ways to give back to the community. If you're familiar with us, we do a lot of fundraising. We donate a lot of things to groups. We sponsor church, school groups and activities, athletic groups, and so it's a big part of the Pizza Ranch culture to really become an active member in the community. And so we're always looking for opportunities and ways where we can help people in the community. And it seems like everyone's thinking about donating food over the holidays, but now as we get past the holidays coming into spring,
Sure.
the food pantries are really looking for donations. And so we came up with the idea, a fun way to kind of promote a food drive in conjunction with everyone's favorite tournament, the NCAA basketball tournament.
Yes, exactly. So tell us about how this is all going to work and all the details we need to know.
Okay, Kale. It's not too complicated, actually. First of all, just to let you know, we are working with the Dodge County Food Pantry that's located at St. Vincent de Paul, right behind the Pizza Ranch.
Sure.
Which is kind of exciting for us to be able to work with our neighbors. But it's really very simple. We're just looking for either cash or current canned food or non-perishable items to be donated to the Pizza Ranch between the dates of March 16th and April 7th. Why those dates, you may ask, Hill? Those are actually the dates of the NCAA tournament. And I'm kind of hoping there's a team in red and white that might be playing towards the end of the year. So I'm sorry to all you Marquette fans.
Right?
Yes, I keep my fingers crossed for the Badgers. Absolutely.
So again, if you would just throw out the date for that.
Okay, so the date again for the Full Court Press Against Hunger at the Pizza Ranch is starting March 16th through April 7th. And if you'd like me to go through the details, I can gladly do that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's pretty simple. We're looking for, again, cash donations or canned goods or non-perishable items donated. For each ticket that makes a donation, Pizza Ranch will give you kind of a fun little coupon as a scratch-off coupon with various different discounts on the buffet or pizzas or even possibly discounts on carry-out delivery orders with some big ones mixed in like a free pizza a month for a year from the Pizza Ranch is, I think, the biggest coupon we have out there. So it's a lot of fun, and it's not gambling, but I think a lot of people like to just scratch off. So it'll be a fun thing for us to do.
Oh, and a nice little perk. You bring in your donation, you get a little scratch off. You can have fun with that, get a little discount, something like that. So that's a great thing, and I love that. Sounds like a lot of fun. And again, you are this is all to help out the Dodge County Food Pantry, which is, of course, is getting ready for its big expansion project. We had Ben Nelson from the food pantry on yesterday talk a little bit about that. So if you missed that, you got a big project for that. So going to be a lot of fun. And I know, Bob, we were talking a little bit about the fact that Pizza Ranch is doing this, but you guys are kind of interested in, I sense you have a little bit of a competitive side to you. And, and you said, I would love to, maybe challenge some other businesses in town. Tell us about what you got in mind.
Well, one of the thoughts we had when I was on visiting with the crew over at the start of this, this is a tournament that we're kind of aligning ourselves with. And so someone threw out the idea, well, let's see if we can contact businesses and challenge the businesses in Beaver Dam to compete against each other and see who can actually donate the most food to our food drive, and maybe create a special a prize for that winning business. We do make a lot of really good food, so we do have some prizes that maybe some businesses might be interested in winning from us.
Okay, very good. And again, this is going to be taking place over at Pizza Ranch in Beaver Dam here on North Spring Street. And I owe Bob a thank you, because Bob did not come here empty-handed this morning. He brought us some goodies from the Pizza Ranch, and I was just enjoying one of those chocolate chip cookies as we went on the air. Those are really good. Really good. So thank you for the goodies.
Well, that's our pleasure. And by the way, be careful, those cookies, they are addicting.
They're a little. I'm gonna have to keep myself away from the break room here for a while, so I don't keep. Make sure I leave enough for the whole team here. They may not be able to enjoy it. Again, just remind folks of the dates that this is going to be going on at Pizza Ranch.
Oh, okay. Again, the full court press against hunger at the Pizza Ranch here in Beaver Dam on 1520 North Spring Street, right here in Beaver Dam, is from March 16th through April 7th. We're looking again for, you can bring cash donations or canned or non-perishable foods. If you have any questions about the event, feel free to call the restaurant. We're 920-219-9676. And you can ask for me or ask for Missy. She's more likely to be the person who can help you out on this. Or if you want to contact the store and have questions, just go to pizzaranch.com and you can work your way through it and send a message to Pizza Ranch as well. And then finally, of course, we'll be putting information up on this on Facebook. And we'll be looking for any messages on Facebook as well. So I appreciate everybody's help.
Fantastic. That is Bob Ream with Pizza Ranch here in Beaver Dam as they gear up for their full court press against hunger fundraiser coming up at Pizza Ranch to help bring in funds and food items for the Dodge County Food Pantry. And Bob, we appreciate you stopping in this morning.
Absolutely. My pleasure, Carol. Thanks. And thanks to the radio station for supporting us.
Absolutely. Coming up a little after 10 o'clock here on Hometown Today, we'll get to visit with some of the folks from the Dodge County Historical Society. We're going to talk about some of the fun events that they've got coming up in the coming weeks, so stay tuned for that. And if you are a business owner, a hiring manager, HR specialist, and you've got roles to fill, make sure you join us at the 2025 South Central Wisconsin Career Expo happening Tuesday, April 22nd at the Beaver Dam High School. It's going to run from 9:30 a.m. until 2 p.m. You'll get a chance to meet with hundreds of area high school juniors and seniors, as well as many adult job seekers from our community as well. It's been a great success in the past. We look forward to having you there, but space is limited, so don't wait too long to get signed up. You can do that on the Career Expo page at DailyDodge.com. More Hometown Today coming up on 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge.
what's happening in your hometown. This is Hometown Today on 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge.
And welcome back to Hometown Today on 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge. Hometown Today is presented by Professional Floor Covering, your store for floors and so much more. When it comes to flooring, countertops, and cabinets, or an upgrade for your bathroom on that shower or tub, the team at Professional Floor Covering are the folks you want to contact. When it comes to countertops in your kitchen or your bathroom, the material, the color, the patterns, they all make a difference in how a kitchen or bath remodel is going to turn out. And that is why at Professional Floor Covering, they have a large selection to offer you of countertops, including quartz, granite, marble, and laminate. They will work with you to help you find the perfect countertops to fit your design and have your project looking great. Professional Floor Covering, 713 Park Avenue in Beaver Dam, online at proflr.com. Still some seats left on our Milwaukee baseball bus trip coming up on Wednesday, April 16th, as we get ready to go watch Milwaukee take on Detroit. Your ticket is $60. That includes deluxe motor coach transportation to and from the game, so you don't have to worry about the driving. We'll get you there, plus your loge infield seat as well. We will take off from the market, formerly Food Pride, here in Beaver Dam at about 9:30 that morning on April 16th. So seats are running out quickly, so you can get your seat by stopping in here at the Slumberland Studios in Beaver Dam, 100 Bill McCullum Way. Our hours are Monday through Friday from 8:30 until 4:30. You can come in and pay with cash or check and get your seat reserved, but those will go fast. Our Milwaukee baseball bus trip is presented by Mielek Law. We appreciate Rob Mielek and the team at Mielek Law hopping on board with us, and looking forward to having him along for another game. I know Rob is a big Milwaukee baseball fan, and he could probably provide us with a couple of interesting statistics on the bus trip down there. I bet he's got some of those locked up in his noggin. When we come back, we will visit with a couple of the folks from the Dodge County Historical Society, find out what's new there and some of the great things that they've got coming up in the next couple of months. That's when we come back here on Hometown Today from 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge.
Floor covering, and you're listening to Hometown Today on your hometown station, 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge.
And welcome back to Hometown Today on 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge. Hometown Today is presented by Professional Floor Covering, also brought to you by McKinstry's Home Furnishings in downtown Beaver Dam. Well, we are back with our next guest. We welcome into the show Patrick Lutz and Kurt Sampson with the Dodge County Historical Society located in downtown Beaver Dam. Good morning, gentlemen. Thanks for joining us today.
Good morning.
Good morning, and thanks for having us today.
Absolutely, and excited to talk about some of the things we'll be chatting about today. Got some upcoming events we'll be talking about. Got some new exhibits to talk about as well, and lots of other things. And I think I was thinking back, and I think the last time we had you guys on might have been around Halloween time, if I'm not mistaken. We had you guys on as part of our Halloween show, and we got to have some fun talking a little bit about some of the history of the Dodge County Historical Society, some of the weird and paranormal things about its history, and you've got a number of things coming up here in the next couple of months, and one of them actually kind of ties in a little bit to this paranormal activity. So let's jump into some of these things, and I don't know if you want to kick it off with this particular one, or if you want to circle back around to that one. I'll leave that one up to you.
I'm going to have Kurt start by going over our presenters that we have coming up. We have a very exciting person, nationally known. I just saw him on the History Channel doing a little presentation just a couple of weeks ago, and he's going to be in Beaver Dam 2 times coming up this spring. So, Kurt, take it away.
Yeah, so what Patrick's referring to is our next speaker that we're having at the museum as part of our winter program speaker series, as we like to call it, is a paranormal researcher and author named Chad Lewis, who actually has his background in psychology, but he got into the paranormal field many years ago, and he's written several books. And he's often featured on the Discovery Channel on a show called The Haunting. He was on William Shatner's show, which was called Weird or What, and even on ABC's World's Scariest Places, Monsters and Mysteries in America. So Chad lives up in Eau Claire, Wisconsin, and he's going to come down on March 15th, and he's going to do a program that specifically focuses on paranormal Wisconsin, which includes tales of ghosts, UFOs, and mysterious creatures that people have claimed to have seen in Wisconsin in the past. And so it should be a really fun and interesting program, and like Patrick was saying, Chad is pretty well known on a national stage from being on some of these shows, and he's agreed to come down and do a program on paranormal Wisconsin.
And
so
if you're not familiar with Chad's work, if you're even somewhat intrigued by any kind of paranormal activity, Chad does a great job. He's very, very highly respected in paranormal research, and I mean he's been doing this well over 20 years at this point. And I've been familiar with his work for a while, and not only he's written books on some of the most haunted locations in the state of Wisconsin as well as other areas of the country, and his presentations are really fantastic too. I mean he just gives some really incredible information, and you'll see in the presentation just how deep he's dove into some of this stuff. So,
and we'll also welcome him back, and Patrick will talk a little bit more about this, but we're also having him come back in early June for the Ghost Story Festival as well, to do a segment there.
Very good. Well, we'll get to that in a little bit, but you got a couple of other upcoming presentations
here
over the course of the next month.
The next one to round off the month of March, we'll have popular speaker Dr. Patrick Young, who's a history and anthropology professor at MSOE in Milwaukee, and he's come over the last couple of years and done some really fantastic presentations on the Black Hawk War and a few other ones. But this time we're going to have him come on Saturday, March 29th. He'll be at the museum at 1 p.m. to talk about the history of Wisconsin's Military Road, which actually has a very interesting history. And it was a road that was initially built in the early 1830s to help with the military. but it ended up really becoming a road that a lot of the early pioneers used to help themselves get across the state at that time, which in a lot of regards, even in the 1830s, was pretty wild. And I don't know if I'd call it a wilderness per se, but a lot of it was pretty wild and unknown to the early Europeans that were coming into the state, and they used this road to help them get to other parts of the state out west, the western parts of what was called the old Northwest Territory. And a lot of people forget that, Wisconsin being a state, not becoming a state until 1848, we were part of what was called the old Northwest Territory, which was part of Michigan Territory at that time. So when people were coming into the state, including Dodge County in those early days, this was a pretty untapped wilderness, except for the Native Americans being here, of course. But yeah, they were using the military road to help them get around. So he has some very interesting stories about that he'll be discussing on that day.
Yeah, it's. I think it's easy to forget when you're looking at the Wisconsin flag and you see 1848. I think it's easy to forget before 1848, the land was here. There was activity happening, right? It wasn't known as the state of Wisconsin. So really fascinating. And then I think you've got another one, another great presentation coming up in April, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, there's a couple of them. Again, we'll welcome back Patrick Young tentatively on April 19th. We might have to change that date, but at this point, it's still April 19th. And being an anthropology professor, he likes to get into some kind of interesting, maybe topics that a lot of people maybe don't consider as being that interesting, or maybe something that you wouldn't consider even reading about or something. But he's actually going to do a presentation about the anthropology of torture and execution, Europeans and American Indians compared. And, for centuries, the Native Americans and the Europeans were conducting torture and executions for various different reasons that had social, political ramifications of what was going on at that particular time. So it's not going to be this lecture where he just focuses on like the gore of, like torturing people or whatever, but it has real implications about, how those cultures conducted themselves at the times, things like the Spanish Inquisition and things like that, and Native Americans doing torture to, maybe send a message to other tribes about, what, to watch out for them or something like that. So he'll be getting into that and talking about that, and I think it'll be a pretty interesting lecture, actually.
Very interesting. Yeah, it sounds fascinating. What else you got coming up?
And then a little bit later in April, we have Mike O'Connor coming, and he's written a book about famous World War I and World War II fighter pilots that's called Badger Aces, and he's going to talk about people like famous Wisconsin flying ace Richard Bong, who Bong State Park is named after, and he's going to highlight some of those famous fighter pilots from World War I and World War II. So that should be a very interesting lecture as well.
Yeah, that should be fantastic. That is Kurt Sampson with the Dodge County Historical Society. A number of great presentations coming up here over the next month or so at the Dodge County Historical Society. And Kurt, if folks maybe are forgetting the dates, a week down the road, where can they find all that information on these?
Well, we're in the process of redoing our website right now, so that's not quite launched yet. About another month or so. Okay. But if they go to our Facebook page, they'll find all that stuff listed on there. And we're posting it on several social media sites for Beaver Dam and the Horicon and the surrounding area. And they can also call the museum anytime and ask. And we're open Wednesday through Saturday from 1 to 4 p.m. And where else is it? That's it, I guess.
Yeah, Facebook page is a great resource. Yeah. I know I follow the Facebook, and I had a chance to see information on a lot of these. So that is a great resource. Just look for Dodge County Historical Society on Facebook. When we come back, we'll talk about some of the new displays at the Dodge County Historical Museum. We're looking forward to that when we come back on Hometown Today from 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge.
powered by Daily Dodge.
And welcome back to Hometown Today on 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge. Hometown Today is presented by Professional Floor Covering, also brought to you by McKinstry's Home Furnishings in downtown Beaver Dam. Also in downtown Beaver Dam is the Dodge County Historical Society Museum, and we are visiting with Patrick Lutz and Kurt Sampson with the Dodge County Historical Society. We talked about a couple of the upcoming great presentations they're going to be having. But there's also a couple of new displays over at the museum. Talk about those.
Sure, we have some things in progress, and I just want to remind everybody we're at 105 Park Avenue. We've been there since 1984 in our wonderful building, the Williams Free Library, that was built in 1890, and we just find it a fantastic building and such a great, iconic building for downtown Beaver Dam.
Yeah, it really is.
So as we were mentioning about displays, Kurt and I were just talking about this when we were off the air for a few minutes there. We're always shocked when something comes in that we haven't seen before, and it happens more often than you think. We think, oh, we've seen it all. We've got all these artifacts, and then somebody will bring in something they found in their attic. Or, for instance, I had some things brought in by some employees of the city for the electrical department, and they moved from their South Center Street location, and now they're in their new location, their wonderful new building on north side of Beaver Dam. And it was a folder all filled with things about Orrin Hoferbert. And that's a name that not a lot of people are familiar with, unless you were around in the 40s, 50s, and 60s to see some of the things that he created. And he was just an amazing individual. Worked for Monarch Range as an electrical engineer, but also was given time and opportunities to develop things for the parks in Beaver Dam. In fact, he was in charge of the parks at one time as far as a Friends of the Park type group. And Orrin ended up designing all the wonderful features that people have seen pictures of at Swan Park. They had the dancing waters that were in front of the band shell. And also this fantastic light display that he developed. And all the controls were in the basement of the band shell, and we're going to highlight that along with some of the things that he did at Swan Park, or excuse me, at the museum. We have a wonderful fountain in the front of our building, and we didn't even realize what had been done to that in 1964. The fountain was there early in the days of the early development of the library, but the fountain that you might ride past every single day also had a fantastic lighting system connected with that. In 1964, they redid the fountain and included with that some of Orrin's handiwork, and he put in all kinds of lighting effects and additional water jets and sprays, and also a sound device that played music. And people would actually pull up in front of the museum, and you would watch this sequence of lights and water sprays, and very similar to what we had at Swan Park. And he also developed a candle display at Christmas time, a 30-foot tall candle that he developed that looks like a candle you would have in a holder or maybe on a mantle at home or on a table. And it was made by some students from the technical college at that time, back in the 1930s, and was on our front yard for years at Christmas time. And people from the schools, the students and the teachers would come, and they would do concerts at night. So it's another thing that he did. And also there was another fountain in Swan Park behind the band shell, which was a huge undertaking. And he designed and built that and used area friends and to put all of that together. So we're honoring him by creating a display. We've got all kinds of pictures. I mentioned the folder that was delivered to the museum by some of the people from the electrical department, and it was full of pictures that we'd never seen before, including original drawings that he had made. So we're going to highlight that, and I think people that aren't familiar with him will find that he's truly a hometown hero, and we want to highlight him.
That's pretty fascinating. The number of times I've driven by the Historical Society Museum downtown and saw the water fountain, not realizing that it once had a light and sound show with it. I mean, who needs Vegas when you got Beaver Dam with that?
That's right.
Between that and the Swan Park fountains. I mean, they probably took that idea from Beaver Dam, right?
We have our own Bellagio.
the big Bellagio,
right,
yeah,
that's right,
water
exactly.
show.
Water show at both of those locations. And I want to. So we will have a fantastic display coming up. We're working on it right now. So as we get closer to our big spring events, we want to have that open for people to see. Fantastic. But I want to make sure Kurt has an opportunity to talk about his display as well.
Well, one other exhibit that we're in the process of making right now is what we tentatively are calling Civil War Citizen Soldiers of Beaver Dam. And we're going to highlight actual soldiers from Beaver Dam in the Civil War era. And there's a couple of really interesting people from Beaver Dam that will be highlighted as part of this. One of them is a man called William Coxshall, who is actually part of the Lincoln execution, where they executed the Lincoln conspirators for the assassination attempt on Abraham Lincoln. And another one is a man called who we call Reverend Elvin Johnson. And he, interestingly, during the Civil War, led what was called the 127th Colored Regiment of African American soldiers out of Virginia during the Civil War. And then he came back to Beaver Dam and for over 52 years was a Presbyterian preacher at the Presbyterian church in town here. So those are a couple of people that we'll be highlighting, and then some other ordinary citizens that did, in some cases gave their lives for the Union at that time. So we'll be highlighting that.
Very good. And so it sounds like a great opportunity for folks, if they've been down there, come reminisce some of your favorite displays and then come check out some of the new ones. So it's just, it always boggles the mind how many historical happenings there is from Beaver Dam's past, and some of the big national things that it ties into. You're just talking about this tie to the Lincoln assassination, and Patrick, you were talking earlier. I can't believe that anything surprises the two of you anymore. I'm talking to you guys. You guys have quite a bad background, so if there's still things out there that you're learning about and surprise you, it certainly means that the rest of us could learn a thing or two. So you can stop down to the Historical Society Museum downtown Beaver Dam. What are the hours down there? Wednesday through Saturday from 1 to 4, or by special appointment by calling me. All right.
And we always say all roads lead to Beaver Dam.
That's right, exactly. Kurt Sampson and Patrick Lutz with the Dodge County Historical Society. Still a lot of things to cover yet with them when we come back here on Hometown Today from 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge.
It's Randy from Professional Floor Covering, bringing you Hometown Today on your hometown station, 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge.
Powered by Daily Dodge. Hometown Today is presented by Professional Floor Covering. Also brought to you by McKinstry's Home Furnishings in downtown Beaver Dam, celebrating their 167th anniversary with the big anniversary sale. The entire store has been marked down for this event. Brand names like Lazy Boy, England and Marshfield sofas and love seats, Simmons and Simple mattresses, Pride Lift chairs, Howard Miller clocks, and so much more. Financing is available with no payments until September. Shop Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. till 5 p.m. The anniversary sale ends this coming Monday, March 10th. McKinstry's Home Furnishings 167th anniversary sale in downtown Beaver Dam, where customers matter and quality counts. We are back with Kurt Sampson and Patrick Lutz with the Dodge County Historical Society. Speaking of history, we were just talking about the fact that McKinstry's is such a historical place, and Patrick, you were saying you were one of the jingle judges back in the day for that.
Yes, John McKinstry asked us to be the jingle judges, Diane and I, and that was fun because we ended up going through at least 100 different entries. They had a contest at the time to pick out that slogan, and it was fun. And it's great to continue to hear it all these years later.
Yeah, it really is. And so much history here in the Beaver Dam and Dodge County area, which is why it's great to have the Dodge County Historical Society with us. And we talked about a couple upcoming presentations here in the spring, but looking forward to summer. We're going to have a couple of really fun events coming up. Talk about those.
Yeah, we are really excited to be just mentioning that we are having our 4th annual Ghost Story Festival on Friday, June 13th. So Friday the 13th it's like the perfect day to have such an event.
I love how that worked out.
And in conjunction with the the Peony Festival, it is going to be just a packed weekend with all of the different things that are going on. I mean, I just can't imagine anybody just missing out on this because there's so many things to do that weekend, along with the taste on Saturday, and yes, and that's going to be a wonderful event. But I just want to highlight a couple of things that are going on. Our Ghost Story Festival, and people always say, why do you have it at that time of the year? Why don't you have it at Halloween? And the reason is because this is something a little bit different. We have some very interesting things that happen at our museum that we have documented over the years. In fact, we finally got one in our video system as well, and that was a pretty strange thing. But what I mean by that is that there's interesting energy at our building, and there's people out there who are non-believers, but we've been there enough hours and enough years that these things, they just don't happen without an explanation. There's got without us, taking. Looking at them over and over again and trying to figure out, okay, how did this happen? Why did it happen? Is it outdoor sounds that we're hearing? Is there something in the walls? Maybe a squirrel up in the attic or something. But there's been enough things that have happened that we can just say, we have no idea why this happened. And we also have board members and volunteers that do not want to be in that building after 8 o'clock at night. We should have a challenge and just say, if you can stay in this building.
Lock you in.
Right, exactly. Yeah. And we've had a board member, Steve Hankinson and his wife, they stayed, and they were going to stay till midnight, but they only stayed till 10, and they have their own stories. But that's why we have it, is because we're celebrating the fact that we have friendly ghosts in our building.
Yeah.
And we're excited then to have this Ghost Story Festival, and we came up with the idea, and this is our 4th annual, and I'm just going to go through the lineup, and we're really excited about that. Each year it keeps getting better and better, and I'm going to go through our lineup for the year. And the main thing I want to mention, it's free.
Yeah,
all you have to do is bring a lawn chair and join us, and it takes place behind our building. Our iconic building that we have, built in 1890, as I said, and also has that energy in itself. We use the back of the building as our backdrop, and it's just such a beautiful building. We have our stage that's there, and like I said, you bring your chairs and sit down for a wonderful evening. We have professional lighting and sound, and I'm going to go through that lineup right now. So one of the new things that we've added, we're going to have some pre-show music. The individual who moved to the Fox Lake area, his name is Don Krasnicki, and he's going to be playing the pan flute, doing eerie and scary music for us. And we're looking forward to that, and that's going to be a fun thing. So
It's a nice way to kind of add to that ambiance. too.
absolutely
Yeah,
right.
that's
So
pretty
we're
neat.
excited about that, and then we'll kick off the stories with Mary Kaler, who was a teacher from Beaver Dam, and she also coached the forensics team. And I asked her, I said, well, maybe you have some students out there who would like to get involved. And she said, I'd like to tell the story. So she's going to kick it off by telling a children's ghost story.
Okay.
And what we do is bring all the kids up front. And the funny story last year when we did that for the first time is call the kids up, and Steve Hanks' wife, Ginny, told the story, and she asked, well, how many of you, all these little kids sitting in front, how many of you have seen a ghost? And all their hands went up. And I kept thinking their parents when they went back to their parents, I'm sure, are saying, where did you see a ghost?
Spill the beans. Yeah, fill
Tell
me in.
us the
What did I
story.
miss?
So that'll be fun. And then we're going to do stories from within. And that was a big hit last year. We have people from the building, volunteers, and Kurt and I will also be involved with telling stories about strange things that we cannot explain that are very interesting. And we'll tell some more stories about that. Stephanie Wiedenheft, who also is a spiritualist, and she will be telling one of her ghost stories. Chad Lewis, as we mentioned, coming down from Eau Claire again, that nationally known paranormal expert, and he's going to be telling some stories as well. And then Jessica Scholes is a professional actress who performs in the Slinger and Hartford area. And then we're bringing back our Beaver Dam Area Community Theater All-Stars, and they're doing a famous play that's been adapted for the stage by my wife, Diane, and that's always been another popular thing where these people from the community theater do a great job in doing their Readers Theater every year. So that's the lineup, and we're really excited. So, what a great opportunity. And as I mentioned, it's totally free, just kind of a sit back and have fun kind of an evening. And we're excited about the lineup, and we've been averaging about 300 people each year.
Okay.
So that's a big deal, and a number of people around the community say, how does that happen where you get all these people in a brand new event? And I think just people are interested in the paranormal.
Yeah,
I really believe that.
Yep,
and
I agree.
And this is a fun way to approach it. And they're not scary stories where children are going to be scared. It's a family event.
Yeah, important to point out this isn't gore and things like that. It's a family event, and again, that is coming up June 13th at the Dodge County Historical Society. Going to be really fun. Also, you got another great event coming up in June as well with the lawn party.
Yeah, the Historical Society board. We're usually pretty tired by the end of the day on the Saturday because we always combine these two events. We have our lawn party on June 14th.
Okay.
And that will take place from 10 until 3. And we use the entire area all around the museum. We have antique cars. We have music. We always have music outside. Last year we had rain, unfortunately. We had to move everything indoors. But we're counting on a nice, bright, sunny day. And we've got demonstrations. We've usually had a horse there in a capacity, sometimes just for people to see, get up close and personal to a horse. We've also had a lady from Horicon who is a harness racer, which was very, very popular in Dodge County. We're hoping to have her back again. The caboose, our famous caboose that's right downtown between the building and the chamber office, and that will be open for tours. And also one of our most popular items is free root beer floats.
Ah, yes.
And same thing there. We try to have all of our events free. And so it's a fun day. 2 days in a row, the evening before, and then the lawn party all day on Saturday. Something for everybody. And our building will be open with our new displays. So we're excited about that.
Very good. We've got Patrick Lutz and Kurt Sampson joining us with the Dodge County Historical Society. The Ghost Story Festival coming up on Friday, June 13th, followed by the big lawn party on Saturday, June 14th. Both free events, so a great opportunity to bring the family down, enjoy a great weekend. It's going to be a big weekend in Beaver Dam with the Arts and Peony Festival, Taste Wisconsin. So it's going to be one of those weekends you're going to want to be around and be checking all this stuff out. because otherwise you're going to be going looking at all the pictures on social media and the following Monday going, why didn't I go down? Going to be a really fun weekend. Talk a little bit about what else is new and happening at the Dodge County Historical Society.
Well, one thing I want to do is give a shout out to our many volunteers who are really the strength of our organization. We recently added 2 new board of directors members to our board. Beth Reeder, who works with the Beaver Dam Area School District, and Jenny Harris, who actually started off as a museum intern about almost 2 years ago now. And she was the one who was instrumental in helping us do our brand new military exhibit, which opened up right around this time last year. And I also want to give a shout out to Sandy Brahman, who is our longtime archivist who comes in, and she also handles our membership.
Right.
Membership,
Right.
keeping track of our membership and.
Sure.
And that, and we also have a museum volunteer right now, Afton Clapper, who is actually on a Mormon mission right now, but she's from Beaver Dam, and she is interested in becoming possibly or pursuing a career in museums. So she's been working with us to kind of learn what the daily ins and outs of what's been going on in the museum and what that kind of work would entail in our archives, especially. Also, longtime volunteer or board members Steve Hankus and Dean Tillema, who have done a ton of work on our building over the last couple of years. And a lot, having an old Victorian building, as you can imagine, it requires a lot of maintenance work. And so they do a lot of things, not only to help me, but also to help with the building and daily operations and things. We also have board member Steve Kinsey, who also came on the board recently, not very long ago, and Glenn Link, who also helps a lot with the building. And he's kind of our go-between a lot of times between the city and our organization, sure. And Patrick also does that as well. And I also want to mention Mary Beth Jacobson, who is a former curator before I was curator. I came to the museum in 2008, and she was there for about 6 years before I was, and then went on to our board. And Mary Beth is very instrumental in a lot of our fall and holiday events that we have with the tree trimming event with the kids. And she does a phenomenal job of getting our building ready and decorated for the holiday season. So we want to mention her. And also Kathy Barnett, who heads up organizing our largest fundraiser for the year, which is our Haunted History Tour of the Old City Cemetery in Beaver Dam. Yeah. And we'll be doing that again, of course, coming up in the fall again as well.
So looking forward to that. I got to come out this past year. It was another great event, and so definitely we'll definitely have you guys on before then to talk about that. And I know she'll come on too and tell us, give us a little sneak peek at some of the characters that she's dug up. So some great things. One of the things I almost forgot to talk about here. We got a few minutes left. We were talking earlier in the program about some of the new displays, including one looking at the gentleman that added some great features to Swan Park with the lights and with the water fountains. One of the other really amazing parts of Swan Park is the band shell, which you guys are doing some work with. Talk a little bit about that.
Well, the band shell has so much history connected with it. It was constructed in the 1930s. A number of individuals from Beaver Dam traveled to a number of places around the United States, including one of the special events in Chicago was one of the expositions in Chicago, and to see what type of band shell they were using for entertainment. They also traveled to the Hollywood Bowl and also to Radio City Music Hall.
Oh,
so
wow.
our band shell has quite the history as far as what influenced the construction.
Okay.
But it's getting to the point where we're almost at 100 years. We're getting pretty close to that, and it needs some repairs and some updating, and especially the seating. The biggest concern, something that people talk about all the time, is they sit down and sometimes end up with a sliver in a certain area of their body, and so many people bring their own chairs now and sit around the outside edges, which is fine. But The new plan that's in the works, and we have a committee, the Swan Park Bandshell Committee. We're involved with fundraising, and that's being run through the Beaver Dam Area Community Foundation. So if people are interested in contributing, because we have an ongoing fund drive to make improvements, including in the seating, and the seating will be actually reduced to a point where there'll be some seating directly in front of the bandshell. But there'll also be tiered seating that will be grass, so people then can just bring their lawn chairs and get closer to the stage.
Oh, okay.
The other thing we're going to do, which I'm really, really happy about, is we will have handicap accessibility for the
that's
stage.
great.
And we're going to extend the stage out toward the audience, and we'll have some new lighting and new sound system, and also improve the room in the basement. And the room in the basement is where all the controls were for Warren Hoferbert's displays.
Okay.
So a person had to be down there controlling all of these water sprays and the lights. Excuse me, a combination of actually hundreds of lights were involved with the display at that time. And it's going to be great just to give it a fresh new look and provide better seating opportunities. And there's also more sidewalks in the works that will be put in around the park. And so raising has been going on, as I mentioned, through the Beaver Dam Area Community Foundation. So if people would like to contribute, they can go onto that website, check it out, and or contact one of us. And we're so glad that we still have the whole Swan Park area and lots of the original things in the park, and then all of the wonderful plaques that have been put in, so you can walk around the park and learn about the history. And it's amazing, and we say this all the time, that it's one of the most historic parks in all of Wisconsin, and so we're proud of that, and we want to highlight those things, and the Swan Park Band Show will be kind of one of those finishing touches that will make it even more special.
What a great thing to undertake, because that bandshell is just such an iconic symbol of Beaver Dam in general, but the truth is, it is exposed to elements year round, and it does require maintenance, and it requires upkeep. And so, I think a lot of people would be pretty sad if that ever had to go away. So, really important to upkeep that. So, a really great cause. Got just a minute or so left here with you. If people want to learn more about the Dodge County Historical Society, how can they do that, and how can people support everything you guys do?
Well, by stopping down. We're always trying to get people into the building, and with pretty much everything that we do. And again, we're at 105 Park Avenue in the old Williams Free Library, right in the heart of downtown. And you can't miss us in the old big castle-looking building. We're open Wednesday through Saturday from 1 to 4. And we also invite school groups to come into the museum and tour as well. And we're hopefully trying to get that. That's coming back a little bit slowly since COVID happened.
Sure.
But yeah, we're trying to continually come up with interesting and educational exhibits to keep it fresh. It's not just the same old thing down there. And so we're working on actively doing that all the time and coming up with unique programs.
And where can folks, if you want to remind them again, where they can find you online to see what's new and happening with the Dodge County Historical Society?
Well, we're on Facebook at this point, and as I mentioned earlier, we're in the process of reconfiguring our website right now, which will probably launch at the end of April or early May.
Okay.
And otherwise, they can call the museum anytime, and you can also leave a message, and I'll get back to people. One of the other things we do is people are invited to come down to do research as well on any topic about the history of Beaver Dam or the county, or if they have genealogical research that they would like to do, we can also help you with that as well.
All right, fantastic. Kurt Sampson and Patrick Lutz with the Dodge County Historical Society. Always great to have you guys on, and we look forward to our next conversation.
And we thank you for all of the wonderful opportunities you've provided for us to promote all the things that we do.
Absolutely. Love hearing about it, and look forward to all the great stuff happening at the Dodge County Historical Society. That is going to do it for Hometown Today here on 95.3 WBEV, presented by Professional Floor Covering, your store for floors and so much more. Whether it's flooring, whether it's countertops and cabinets, or time for a new shower or tub in the bathroom, they have got you covered. Nothing like nobody wants to use a dingy spongy bathroom. Let's be honest, right? If you've been putting it off, go visit the team at Professional Floor Covering. Stop in, see all the great selection that they've got there, because even if you're not sure what look you want to go for, walking through the store might give you a little inspiration, whether it's just retiling the shower, giving it a new modern look, maybe adding a glass enclosure for a more luxurious and spacious feel, or it's time for that tub to shower conversion, make it a little easier to get it in and out of that tub. Their team is there to help. They come out, they measure everything up, they'll set you up with the right people who are going to show up, do the work right the first time, and show up when they say they're going to show up. Professional Floor Covering, 713 Park Avenue in Beaver Dam. Give them a call at 920-887-9972 or visit them online at proflr.com. That's going to do it for Hometown Today here on 95.3 WBEV.